Welcome to solverfy.
In order to find out if something is more soluble in water than something else, then we simply need to compare their KSP values if they produce an equal number of ions upon dissociation in water. So, the bigger the KSP, then the more soluble. Okay, so all we're looking at is for bigger KSPs, and that will help us figure out if the compound is more soluble. So if we take a look at letter A here, barium sulfate, we're comparing barium sulfate versus calcium sulfate. So the KSP value of barium sulfate, and they both produce an equal number of ions upon dissociation in water. So we can compare the KSP values directly. So for the KSP value for this is 1.1 times 10 to the negative 10th. And calcium sulfate, its KSP value is 2.4 times 10 to the negative 5th. So that means that this one is greater. The calcium sulfate has a greater KSP value, so this one is more soluble. Okay, now we move on to B here, and they both produce the same number of ions upon dissociation in water. So we can compare their KSP values directly. So the KSP of calcium phosphate is 1.2 times 10 to the negative 29. And this KSP value for magnesium phosphate is 5.2 times 10 to the negative 24. So that means that the magnesium phosphate is greater and is more soluble. Okay, now we can take a look at letter C here. It's silver chloride versus lead sulfate. And again, these both produce an equal number of ions upon dissociation in water, so we can compare their KSP values directly. So the KSP of this one, of silver chloride, is 1.8 times 10 to the negative 10th. And the KSP value for lead sulfate is 1.6 times 10 to the negative 8. So that would make the lead sulfate greater than the silver chloride, and thus it is more soluble. And those are the answers.